Hello, this is Victor for Monday, June 12th. It's been a while, a couple of weeks, and I got a lot of good information here, some updates as far as what I've gotten here. We'll start out with looking at the Dow here, DIFA, and what I got something new here on the indicator at the very bottom is the weekly RSI 5. See, it's showing right here the weekly reading for the RSI 5, and this will give us an insight as we look at the daily. I could see more or less where we are at on the weekly chart and decide which way the trend is going. All right, so let's get started here. Okay, as I said, DIA, we've running into some resistance up here. Could be a triple top. Also the RSI 5, as you can see, it's way overbought. And then one thing you could see, what I like about seeing the weekly RSI 5 at the same time, there's a divergence forming here. So if it starts pulling back, then we could see this going back down here, probably to gap fill. Now, on the blue line here, you could see this is the 5 moving average. So usually whenever it's above on the RSI 5 down up here, I look for an entry if we can get a close near the end of the day below the 5-day moving average. Okay. Sometimes if I can go into the 2-hour and then also see if I want to try to get in early on the 5-day moving average if I see it closing here, or even on the 4-hour. Usually the 4-hour would be great because I do work, and during my break I could take a look here, and if we see it closing here, like in this case, to get in, see, in this case this was a fake out, and the same thing here looking at the 2-hour here. So it's not 100%, but you put the odds in your favor by doing this. Okay, so let's go back to the daily here. Okay, so we got to break above this resistance here. Let's see if it can hold, or we're going to get a reversal here. Now, the ETF that I'm going to be playing is either UDOW or SDOW. So these are the two leveraged ETFs that I frequently use to get in and out, to trade up and down the Dow. So again, right now looks like we're overbought, so we're looking for a move down, and we'll be jumping into the SDOW. Okay, going over the SPY, we got resistance here. Also, we broke above it. Very over bought on the RSI 5 daily, you can see here. And also on the weekly RSI 5, you can see we are also overbought here. So this is something to be of concern and keep an eye on. Going over to the Qs, we just hit a gap. It's kind of hard to see from here, the word gap. So it just stopped right at the gap. And what do I see here on the RSI 5? A divergence. So this is not good. This could be potentially we could be getting ready to go back down, especially if we start seeing close below the 5-day moving average. Usually when I see the divergence on the daily, I like to get in on the 2-hour and try to get a head start and wait for a close on the 2-hour candle below the 5-day moving average. Just a hint. And also on the weekly, you could see the RSI 5 is also very overbought. IWM, you could see here we still got room to run up if the bulls continue to lead here. We have had 3 days of pullback here. Based on this here, you can see the pullback. So if we start getting a little bit a move up, we then could be potentially get a divergence, especially if we can get a move up higher on the price action, while the RSI 5 is going lower. And as you look at the weekly, also we are overextended on the weekly. And now let's just go look at gold. Got a couple of friends that are into the gold. And what I see here is we have some resistance up here. We're trading underneath here on the RSI 5. It's right in the middle, so I would be neutral. Same thing with the RSI 5 weekly. There's a potential we may head up a little higher. We're just coming out of a divergence. You can see here the divergence we had on the weekly and see the fall we had, the pullback. So it's going to take see if we can get a break above this resistance to consider possibly going long. For my friends with Bitcoin here, and I myself have some positions on Bitcoin using the BITO for long, or shorting Bitcoin, BITI. You can see here we just came from an oversold bounce. Now it came back down, and it's pretty much trying to gauge here to see if we got a divergence forming here. Well, if we go by this here and this here, there's a potential by divergence. So I'm going to go ahead and flag this as a bullish divergence forming. So if we do start getting a break, especially on the 5-day moving average, consider adding BITO. Looking at silver, you can see here we've broke above the 5-day moving average right over here when we were oversold. Now we're at the other extreme end of the RSI 5, so we're looking for a potential breakdown because we have some resistance here. You can see resistance, 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 resistance. Then we got a breakout, support, breakdown. Now we're coming back to test this here, and it's having trouble breaking above, so there's a chance it might be pulling back over here. So keep an eye on if it start closing below the 5-day moving average. One over USO just got out of this trade here. I got in right over in this area. Now it's down over here, close to my position. And it broke below the support. There's a chance it might even continue down here. So, and you can see we're oversold. So might have to just wait a while, maybe consider looking for a bounce back up. Right now, it looks like it's trading in a channel right here. Right up here, down here, bong. So it's ponging all around in here. So keep an eye on it. Now, SMH, the semiconductors. This one here, you can see we got a divergence on the daily forming and on the weekly. So something to be very careful on. If we can get a closer below this here, I definitely gonna put a little extra more to than what I normally trade, because I got two confirmations here on the divergence, bearish divergence signals here. So this is going to be very interesting to watch. Looking at the XLF, the financial sectors here, seems like we're kind of trading in this channel here, and we're overbought. So looking for a move back down over here. Maybe we'll get a bounce. And the weekly RSI, we're still in between, so it can continue to go up higher or it can start pulling back. So we'll just watch here. I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe try to break out, tag this 150-day moving average, and then pull back down. And then lastly is UNG here. We just came from being oversold down here, trying to bounce up. Now we got a trend line forming down here, so if we could break above the trend line, our next target will be up here. And I did not put the symbol for the ETF. It would be a BOIL on this, but I'll add it next time. So it's BOIL. All right, well, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned for the next one here. Next video will be a couple of stock picks that I have here. Take care and good night.